This is Hassan, and Nintendo just released a Switch Sports Overview trailer. So instead of just posting that trailer on the site, I thought maybe I could do a bit of voiceover and go over my impressions of this new overview trailer, and give my thoughts during the playtest we had about a month and a half ago or so, I think. Alright, first off the bat, this is looking a lot shinier, a lot more polished. There's some hair physics in here. It's definitely like a nice little, shine, and nice little coat of paint has been put on this thing. I'm really impressed, man. And I want you to keep in mind, have a look at just the aesthetics. It has this weird, I don't know, Google, Amazon Office aesthetic. Not Amazon, more like Google Office's aesthetic. I used to work in animation, so the studio I used to work with is very reminiscent of this, minus the cool volleyball court. But like glass, concrete, a lot of plants around. It's just such a bright, optimistic, futuristic look. I just love it. Now, I didn't play volleyball because during the playtest, I think you had to have 2 controllers connected, so I didn't get a chance. Neither did I play badminton. I want you to notice one thing here. Notice her leg movement. Notice the animation. Notice the hair jiggle, like the wave of it. I think it's stellar. I really did not. I still don't. I'm not convinced by these avatars. This is why. Why would you have a beard on a kid? But just something about that motion, the movement is it's so cool. I mean, look at the reflections on those pans, these little gimmicks like, obstacle bowling, that stuff. It makes me laugh. I like it. Oh, look, it's Rocket League, but on foot. Really, this is just Rocket League, isn't it? Is it not? I do like the sound every time he hits a goal. You go, go! So it's kind of cute. And they're going to show you that you can use like the leg strap accessory, which is not going to be operational out of the box. I think an update's going to happen before you get to use that. So at least we're getting a lot of information in this trailer. And again, with soccer, you can make things challenging and learn how to kick. This I played a lot of. I played a lot of Chambara during the playtest, and I gotta say, it is really fun. I went dual swords like Anakin Skywalker, and it was so good. It's not as easy as you think. You can't bash your way through, because if you hit somebody who's blocking, then you kind of like reel back and gives them an opening to attack you. I also played a lot of tennis, and I gotta say, at first it didn't feel as calibrated, but just before you go into any of these games, you gotta let it calibrate, and it felt great. It felt a lot like Wii Sports, but graphically, it's great. I mean, just something about those avatars, like the girl one works for me, but everyone else just looks kind of weird. Like, I don't like the douchey hairstyles. I really am not a fan of that. Online was surprisingly smooth, I must admit. Like, it was a very careful playtest. I mean, you only had 45 minutes, so we didn't have any problems connecting, so it was pretty decent. Survival bowling was so much fun. Think of it as like elimination rounds if you don't make a certain score. Oh, this is new. 4-on-4 soccer. I wonder how this will fare against Mario Strikers coming out this summer. I mean, you know what the audience is. The audience is for the people. Oh my god, it looks like Animal Crossing, doesn't it? Aren't the avatar faces very reminiscent of Animal Crossing? It's like they've all grown up. Maybe what the audience for this game is like a little younger, more for the family. You can sit around with everybody and play this, and just, yeah, I mean, look, this character works for me. I like the Animal Crossing gone older vibe, but it's just that teenager with that beard and the douchey haircut. Like, some of these avatars work, some of them just don't work for me. Oh, you get prizes. I wonder if there's going to be an in-game economy where you can buy points to get stuff on the online store. I really hope not. I really hope they just try to keep it as simple as possible and everything is unlockable in game. Yeah, I like the going pro level. That's very reminiscent of Wii Sports. I like that a lot. April 29th is just around the corner. It's, 31, 32 days later, we have this in our hands. So the thing I was going to try and talk about, and I gotta be honest, if I were to get this game, it would be for golf. I loved Wii Golf on Wii Sports. It was such a calming and great experience. So that's for the video. What I was going to say, the reason why this title is going to be interesting is because Nintendo is rolling in an AMD software update. Well, basically the chips that are within the Switch are AMD Tegra chips, and this new software update takes care. It has a software anti-aliasing DLSS equivalent. What that is basically, in a nutshell, it uses software algorithms to make sure like some of the edges are smoothed out, give those high-res shots less jaggies, essentially make the visuals cleaner, smoother, and have better performance for what is being outputted. This title will be one of the first to come out from Nintendo using that. And what's interesting is developers have the option to integrate that software mechanic into their older titles retroactively. So I'm looking forward to this. I'll tell you why. There's a good chance that scene in Breath of the Wild when you go into the Lost Woods, that was like a first title. I mean, the Switch just came out and it was chugging. There's a good chance that slowdown moment may be fixed. It's kind of ridiculous because you look at Monolith Software and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition runs beautifully. 2 has a bit of an issue, and even stuff like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, there have been like moments where it runs at a lower resolution undocked. So I'm hoping they can look at that and we can get some cool little fixes happening here. Yeah, and that's it for me, I guess. I gotta say the playtest was enjoyable, it was fun. If you play with friends and family, if you're trying to keep everything loose and casual and fun, it's definitely a good game. If you're not a fan of this stuff, try it out. You know what? The visual aesthetic, that super clean glass, concrete, like Sports Center vibe, it's so bright, it's so uplifting. It'll put you in a good mood. So I hope to see this game do well. Because definitely they're doing something different. I may not necessarily like the visual style, but they are doing something different, and I'll give them credit for that. And to be honest, I think the Mii's have outstayed their welcome. They're not aging as well. So yeah, I'm all for it. Wii Sports, here I'm saying Wii Sports, Switch Sports is coming out April 29th. Hopefully we get it here at GPX Japan and we can try it out and give our impressions. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this frank and honest conversation. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.